So oftentimes you may want to determine whether a feature exists in a model of a specific type before you continue in your automation process or use it to drive other automation decisions like in Power Query. So one of the things we can do here is we can actually write this information out to a table. So I'm going to instruct NitroCell to create a table for me on a new worksheet. But what we're going to use is a type exists for feature, the feature table version of the function. And by default, it's going to take the active model. And I'll just give you a quick example of how to do this. The feature type, you could put everything. So if we put a star in, that would basically say, I'm looking, does it have any features at all? Which most models do, by the way. Or we could be a little bit more specific about it. And you can also wildcard this too. So if you had particular feature types that had multiple variations of it, you could use a wildcard on those also. The table we're going to write to is my table. And when we write this, when we run this, it's going to take a look at the active model and come back and say, yes, there are features in this model that are of type cut. So as you can see here, we have 3 different types of features in here, but it's only reporting the fact that yes, a feature of type cut does exist. So let's push this a little bit further. Right now we just have a bracket in here. Let's open up all the models in that working directory. So I'm just going to say open up all the PRT files, and in this particular case, I'm just going to grab anything that's in session and write that report out. So I'm looking for any model within the working directory that has a cut in it, and to be able to come back and give me a report of that. So when we press the Do It button here, you'll notice that it has ran that request, and it's come back and said, okay, here's all the PRT files that I've processed. The feature type I'm looking for is cut. You can see which ones have cuts in them and which ones do not. So once we have that information, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump to connect that table into Power Query and do some valuable construction of other data and things, or filtering of this to be able to decide which models do I want to process next based on certain types of features in them, or whatever you want to do.